The classic Justice League series is truly a masterpiece, and one of my favorite characters in it is Shayera Hall, also known as Hawkgirl. She's incredibly complex in the series, so in this video, let's delve into why she's so fascinating. One of the first things that stands out about her is that very little is known about her past. Unlike other Justice League members whose origins and histories are well documented and explored, Hawkgirl's remain a mystery, especially at the beginning. She simply appears as a Thanagarian warrior who has made Earth her home, which gives her an air of mystery that makes her really intriguing. What makes her even more interesting is that unlike some other heroes who are more focused on strategy or intellect, Hawkgirl is driven by instinct, emotion, and action. She's less about talking and more about taking action, quick to anger, and sometimes quite impulsive. This impulsiveness means she doesn't always agree with the other members of the League and is more than willing to challenge their decisions. This really makes her stand out and adds a unique dynamic to the group. Her blunt, no-nonsense attitude contrasts beautifully with the more diplomatic approaches of the rest of the League, creating an engaging mix of personalities that keeps things interesting. One of the really interesting aspects of the series and of Hawkgirl's character is her relationship with Green Lantern John Stewart. You can't say that their romance wasn't well developed. It takes time, it's not rushed, and it's hinted at right from the start of the series. As each episode goes by, they grow closer and closer, making their connection all the more engaging. What makes this relationship really stand out is that it's built on mutual respect, shared experiences, and an undeniable chemistry between them. They fight together, trust one another, and support each other in ways that go far beyond just being teammates. They even started dating, but that's where the complexity of Hawkgirl's character really comes into play. The relationship didn't last long, and it becomes a source of great conflict for her later in the series when the Thanagarian invasion happens. It's revealed that she's not just a simple warrior who ended up on Earth by chance. She was sent there with a specific purpose. She was sent as a spy, tasked with gathering intelligence on Earth and preparing for an invasion by the Thanagarian military.
You mean she's a spy? Cool.
She was spying on us.
Oh yeah. Huh.
What's really complicated in all of this is that she was engaged to a leader of the Thanagarians named Commander Hero Talak. This part of her story is especially messy because she cheated on him after falling in love with John. As a result, she broke John's heart and lost the trust of everyone in the Justice League. For the first time, she's forced to confront the fact that her loyalty is divided. Is she a hero who has found a new home on Earth, or is she a Thanagarian soldier bound by duty and loyalty to her people? That's the central struggle going through her mind. She still deeply loves John and cares a lot about her new friends from the Justice League, but at the same time, she's torn between her sense of duty to her people and her desire to be with those she has grown to care for on Earth. She's caught between her past and her future, and she knows that no matter what she chooses, there will be consequences. Ultimately, Hawkgirl decides to side with the Justice League instead of her own people, which means she has to betray them. This decision doesn't come easily because it leads to one of the most heartbreaking moments in the show.
I've spent the last 5 years torn between my feelings and my duty. I won't ask you to do the same. Therefore, I am resigning from the Justice League, effective immediately.
She feels like she no longer belongs there and chooses to leave, knowing that she has lost the trust of the people she had come to call friends. Her goodbye to John is also very emotional, as it's clear that she still loves him and he still loves her. However, because of everything that happened, they have to part ways. This is a really powerful moment because it showcases her growth as a character. She has evolved from being a warrior who followed orders without question to someone who is willing to make painful personal choices based on what she believes is right. This growth makes her an even more compelling character, as her journey transforms her into someone with a strong sense of justice and morality. By choosing the Justice League, she is essentially choosing a new family over her old one, demonstrating that she values the bonds she formed with her friends over her loyalty to her original people. In Justice League Unlimited, she finds herself in a very different place. She's no longer a member of the Justice League, and she's struggling with her identity. She's lost her sense of belonging and is forced to forge a new path for herself. The best part about her character is that she tries to rebuild the relationships she once had, proving that even though trust can be broken, it can also be earned back. At this point, since she last said goodbye to John, their relationship has become even more complicated. John has moved on and started a relationship with another member of the Justice League, Vixen. This adds a lot of emotional depth to Hawkgirl's story. Instead of trying to force her way back into John's life, she respects his decision, even though it clearly hurts her. This shows her maturity and emotional restraint, which makes her even more compelling. But that's not the end of their story. In the episode The Once and Future Thing, we get a glimpse into their future, revealing that although they went through so much, they eventually had a son named Warhawk. This revelation confirms that despite their struggles and separation, they managed to work it out because their connection remained strong and ultimately led to something greater. It proves that even though things were tough, they were able to overcome their challenges and make it happen. Her interactions with other characters are also noteworthy. Her relationship with Wonder Woman is particularly interesting. Wonder Woman was the only member of the Justice League who didn't trust her, even after Hawkgirl had shown that she was on their side and didn't plan to make the same mistakes again. However, over time, they develop a mutual respect for each other. They're not as close as they used to be, but they reach a point where they respect each other. She proves herself time and again, not just through her actions in battle but also through her willingness to learn, grow, and face the mistakes of her past. What makes Hawkgirl such a complex character in the whole series is her incredible depth. She's been through a very compelling arc of development, making mistakes, facing the consequences of her actions, and having to work hard to regain the trust of those she cares about. But the most beautiful thing about her is that she doesn't let her past define her. She moves forward, stronger and wiser than before,